Yo people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for this Arsenal versus Chelsea preview. And Robbie on the channel for the first time. Big up, Rob. You don't want to touch the flag. No, listen, man, you really get to grips with it, Rob. Really get entrenched in it, engrossed in it. But how are you, first of all? How are you? Good?
Could be better. You know what I mean? Still feel a little bit down, man, from the defeat at Man City. You know what I mean? Sort of, they're completely in the driving seat now.
Yeah.
But listen, for Arsenal, we have to finish the season strongly and see where it takes us. You know what I mean? Even the game that Man City played against Fulham, you know what I mean? It wasn't plain sailing for them. So it just goes to show that you absolutely never know until it's officially done. But, you know, so Arsenal got to get back to winning ways at home against Chelsea.
Yeah, I was speaking to a lot of Arsenal fans the last couple of days, and there seems to be some like nerves in the air because of obviously the form that you guys have had the last 4 games. But we are really on our knees. When you talk about a club being just nothing, an absolute shell of itself, you guys obviously right now are feeling it because of the title race and the schedule and how it's been difficult to go from game to game and really handle the pressure. We are not handling anything. We're not handling business. We're not picking up any points. We're still not hit 40. So surely you must be confident.
Southampton, when they came to us, were bottom of the league, right? And they were 3-1 up.
Yeah.
So that, as you know, West Ham were near the bottom. You know what I mean? We're 2-0 up, we lost the lead. So those things have knocked our confidence. And this has been a very confident Arsenal team that week in, week out has been going up and down the country and doing the business all season and been playing very confidently. All of a sudden, last couple of games, it's been a real setback. Obviously, losing to City as well, losing the lead, you know, not being top of the league. We're, you know, our nerves now, our confidence now is very fragile. Now, on the face of it, you look at it in Chelsea, like you said, I can't believe what I've been seeing with Chelsea this season. Honestly, I can't believe it. You know what I mean? It's been so bad. But the one thing I look on it and say, there are going to be some motivated players. Well, they should be motivated if you're a Chelsea player to, number one, try to stop Arsenal officially from, you know, challenging for them. Because, you know, if you Chelsea beat us, I mean,
it's really done then.
Completely done, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, they'll know that. And then I look at it and say, I don't know if Aubameyang will play, but if he plays, would he be motivated? Mudryk.
But he said it's nothing personal last time. I need it to be personal this time. And Mudryk is on Instagram probably tagging you in stories right now. So I don't know if this is a good idea, Rob.
But then there's somebody like a Mudryk, surely, you know what I mean? Because if he does play, he's going to get loads of stick off the Arsenal fans.
Do you think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
He'll want to stick it on Arsenal. No, he'll get loads of stick.
Really? Because you guys were you were in control of that deal in terms of you could have met the asking price and then, or the price that we put on Mudryk, and then you would have got him because he would have joined you. So I don't really get where that whole Mudryk stick comes from.
No, I don't think so, because I think, you know, number one, Arsenal sort of had their price and then they didn't want to go above that. And then number two, you offered him like an 8-year, 10-year contract, which obviously we would know where we were going to match that. You know, 4 or 5 year contract, absolute maximum. So he decided to go to Chelsea. Listen, as fans anyway, they don't even look at the intricacies of the deal.
Yeah.
All they know is that you were due to come to Arsenal.
Because if I'm looking at Mudryk, there's only one offer on the table. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, well, the fans don't look at it like that. You were due to come to Arsenal. You've got to Chelsea. You're getting it.
Yeah,
that's how it's gonna pan out. And so he'll be motivated to do well. And I mean, and then also, you know, you can never discount the fact that there is quality in Chelsea's team. You know what I mean? Raheem Sterling, who's got a great goal-scoring record against us. João Felix, you know what I mean? These are top quality players. They're just like, I just don't know what's happened.
We're playing a 3-6-1 is what's happened. Lampard has actually taken us backwards from where we were under Potter. Potter was at least having us create chances. In the last, we only scored 1 goal last month. Like I
must admit, I would have been much more fearful had Potter been managing. You know, because he's managed when he was at Brighton, you know what I mean, a few victories and really done well against Arsenal, rather than Lampard. Lampard has been really disappointing for you guys.
Polar opposite to what we had before.
Yeah, and it does seem, it's one of them games that probably if Arsenal score early or score first, you know, because it does look like he's sort of petering out at Chelsea, and I get it. You know what I mean? is no European football. I mean, if you're a Chelsea fan, and I've had that same feeling a couple of times with Arsenal over the years, where you just want the season to finish, man. It's like, I don't, you're just kind of in that I don't care mode. No win means anything apart from a little bit of pride. No, I mean, although, as I said, the only thing I'd say with this one is that for a Chelsea fan, and in particular, if you beat Arsenal and officially end their title run, it's a little bit of something to
boast about. I don't know if we can be that shameless, but
Plus you get 40 points. So you're clear for relegation.
Yeah, we're still waiting for them 40 points. I've been asking you on the shows for 2 months, where's these 40 points coming from? Crystal Palace have got their 40 points. Bournemouth are on their way to it with 39 as well. We're still waiting.
It's crazy.
I mean, listen, you guys, you guys have obviously now you're going to be looking to respond. Both kind of sets of fans are going in with their heads down a little bit. What have you made of the whole Pochettino thing? Because reports are coming out that Poch is having words with the ownership about, in terms of not having them come into the dressing room to interrupt and have their say on proceedings after games. He wants to have control. Crazy, right? That a manager actually wants to have control of his dressing room. He doesn't want ownership in there. And we're still yet for that to be confirmed as well. But when you saw that we were kind of going after Poch, what was kind of your first reaction? Is that something that worries you as an Arsenal fan, or are you like, nah, this guy, he doesn't really finish off the job usually?
He doesn't finish. Well, he did finish off the job, I guess, when he was at PSG. He did win the title, didn't he? So, and I do think the one thing about Pochettino, he will have Chelsea playing much better football. You know what I mean? I think the days of teams, and I look at both Chelsea and Tottenham. And the days of free at the back football, just, them days are starting to get numbered now in the Premier League. And I think what Pochettino will bring, he'll bring a pressing style of football. Remember he's first at Tottenham, they pressed, they worked, always on the front foot.
Was crazy at Southampton.
Always on the front foot. I've seen at Chelsea, I haven't really seen that, and also when, you look at Spurs now, you don't really see that. So he'll bring that, but sometimes when a manager's been out of the game for a little bit, you don't know what he's going to come back with. Certainly, if you're a Tottenham fan, they must be fuming to see their legend,
especially with Harry Kane,
go to Chelsea.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and then if he took Harry Kane with him, I mean, bloody hell, it'd be meltdown.
I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it.
I mean, listen, I think it'd be a good appointment. I think with Chelsea, though, is whether they have the patience. Do Chelsea have the patience? Because I think Pochettino, again,
we need time.
He's a manager that's one of these patience guys. You've got to say to him, right, give me a couple of seasons to get it right. I'm not sure if Chelsea, even though the new owner came in and he said he was going to give time, the institution of Chelsea that's been built over the last, say, 10, 15 years is not one of those institutions that gives time. So it's, so that's even got into the fan psyche that if it's not going right,
we need to change the manager.
It up, switch it up now.
Yeah.
So will Pochettino get that time? Pochettino also, being a Tottenham legend, is like, if it ain't going well, fans will turn on him quick. Chelsea fans. So it's one of those appointments that, on the face of it, looks like a good one.
Smart one,
good one, safe one. But the fans, we know what fans are like. If that ain't going well, they ain't having no ex-Tottenham guy coming there and stinking out the place. They're not gonna. He's not gonna get a lot of patience. So, it's. I don't know. Chelsea at the moment just looks to me
like a mess.
An absolute mess. It's like it's like you get some countries, right, and they discover oil, right, and that should be the catalyst for prosperity and riches, and the whole country should benefit. But what it turns out to be is a curse. You know what I mean? People get greedy. Poor people get poorer. You know what I mean? You'll have people queuing up to get petrol. Right, when the country's got its own petrol. You know what I mean? Because of the corruption and the government and all. I'm not saying Chelsea's corrupt, but I'm just saying it's a similar thing with Bowley. He's got the money. He's put his money where his mouth is, but he's just not. The footballing decisions have just been, they've just seemed crazy to me. They really have. I've just not understood at all. The transfer policy, I'm baffled.
He's gone with two separate transfer policies in 2 windows. The first window was experience. I think the average age of the signings was about 27 to 28. Koulibaly, Sterling, Cucurella, Aubameyang. And then in the January window, he's gone and signed Mudryks and Enzo's and all of these guys, Madueke, all of these guys are like 21, 20, 22. So the average age drops to about 21 when you go through everyone, but it's too many players at once. It's like what you would do if you used to play a game. You were like, get everybody out, all the medicals out, get the physio out who they've actually just had to rehire now, bring in loads of players that I want, but that's crazy. Not how real life actually works.
And then the other thing I always think about as well, with bringing in all them young players in the last window, what about the young players you've already got?
Yeah.
What about the ones that are coming through the academy that are on the verge of maybe getting into the first team?
Webster, he's leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Amari Hutchinson, we took from you.
Amari Hutchinson, what's going to happen with Colwill if he comes back from Brighton? Where do you accommodate him? The policy just does not make any sense to me whatsoever. And whoever comes in as your next manager's got a big task on their hands, because how do you keep that many players happy?
It's not possible. There has to be a massive yard sale. I was saying it before. Lemonade stand, fiver for a player. They've got to be gone before pre-season even starts. But with Arsenal, yourselves, you guys obviously are on an upward trajectory. Obviously confident for the seasons ahead. Big season this season in the league. But where do you feel now in terms of your own team and the way it's happened in the last couple of weeks, and who are you looking at in terms of maybe even in your selection for this game? Are you going to, because I've seen people talking about Partey at centre-back, Zinchenko, what's he been up to in the last couple of weeks with some of the errors he's made? What are you thinking? Do you want to see big changes from Arteta, or do you just want to go same as usual?
I don't want to see big changes. I think a couple of changes. I think I would take out Zinchenko in this game. I don't think his past few games have been very good. And I'd like to see Kieran Tierney given a chance. Yeah. So I bring in Tierney in this game. Do you know what? Thomas Partey, normally one of my favourite players, has been excellent for Arsenal this season. Past couple of games, he's been so off form that there's a shout for Jorginho in this game. You know what I mean? Coming up against his ex-team as well. I wouldn't be against that, starting with Jorginho and having Partey on the bench, because I think Partey has been poor. And then up front,
Trossard.
I'm thinking of Trossard. The thing is, Martinelli's been excellent apart from the last game. So has Saka's been excellent. Jesus has actually been good since he's come back. Because he scored goals. But I think I'd start with Trossard in this one. Just, he's a player that's been playing really, really well. So I'd rotate it and maybe start with Trossard for this one. We've got another really tough game straight after this one, Newcastle away. Yeah. Can easily bring Jesus back for that one. Or if Trossard hits a vein of form, you keep him in. So I think I'll bring Trossard back in for this one as well. But I certainly do feel maybe a couple of changes are needed to kind of freshen things up, because the last few games,
it's been going a bit stale.
Mentally, Yeah, it has. So we're back at home, and we really need to put a performance in, just to remind people that the title race ain't over. Yeah, Just
at least to keep it as well respectable in terms of the gap. You don't want all this hard work to just become a thing where you're now finishing 10 points off them. It doesn't look like there was
exactly. We don't want to peter out. And the funny thing is that win the game, against Chelsea, we go back top of the league. Yeah. I know they've got the games in hand, but psychologically, that's where we want to be. We want to keep it there. We're top of the league. Now you got to win your next game. Yeah, that's how we got to keep it from now till the end of the season. 100%. So playing an off-form Chelsea, it's got a little bit of parallels. So remember last season we was on a poor run. Remember that?
And then
and then we went to the bridge
and won,
and that kind of got us back on track again. So
you got a good record against us recently.
Yeah, it's weird. We did lose. We lost at home last year to you guys, but that's when Lukaku and when you
early the season,
you were motoring that time.
Yeah, you beat us at the bridge twice in a row now.
Yeah.
This season was horrendous. One of our worst performances. I was fuming after that game. You guys bopped us off the park. And this is the thing that doesn't make me come into this game with any confidence, is the fact that yes, it is Chelsea versus Arsenal. Yes, it is a rivalry, and yes, the players should be up for it. But being up for it is not enough now. You need tactical, clear planning going into a game. And you guys, you know how you want to play. You know exactly how you want to play. You know how you want to progress the ball through the field. Everybody knows their role. Everybody knows their responsibilities, their jobs. Everybody has their chemistries. And we don't have that. We don't have any of that. It's all about wholesale changes. In my team, I want wholesale changes from what I saw against Brentford, which was effectively a 3-5-2 with Gallagher and Sterling up front and Azpilicueta at right wing back. I don't want to see any of that. If Azpilicueta plays Martinelli, we're finished.
Some weird decisions, but it will be Azpilicueta because Isn't it Reece James is out?
He's out. I think Loftus, I would like to see, if you're going to play with wing backs, which I think we kind of have to because of the injury to Reece, I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek has to play there. And I play Fofana on the right side of a back three so he can come out to Martinelli and try and deal with him in that sense. Because if it's Azpilicueta, Martinelli's going to have him on toast.
Yeah.
We saw what he did to Trent in 60 seconds at Anfield.
Yeah. Our wide players has been what's been, a real weapon. That's what City nullified in the last game. So I guess if you're a Chelsea, you may be looking at that. The only thing is you haven't got a Haaland.
Yeah,
you haven't got a De Bruyne
we don't have anyone.
in midfield. I mean, so, but that could be. But I think Arsenal are going to be, especially at the Emirates, it's about using that width, and getting the fans involved, and as they've been all season, and really taking it to Chelsea. I think that's what we got to do in this game and restore a bit of pride, and restore a bit of faith back in the fans.
Yeah.
Let the fans leave. For me, it's about letting the fans leave that game thinking, all right, it ain't over yet.
Yeah.
Chest out a bit.
Or at least know that they're not willing to sacrifice.
Yeah, we're fighting all the way. We're fighting all the way to the end.
They wanted to go down to the last couple of games.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Well, guys, listen, for me, I want to get your prediction, actually. I'm going to be very honest with my prediction. I said it on Box to Box with Turkish on AFTV. I'm going with a 2-0 Arsenal win. We haven't scored. We've only scored one goal last month and it was a deflection. It wasn't even meant to go in. And like you said, we can't shoot. We don't have any forwards. You guys...
I'm going 3-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Right? We've been conceding at home, right? We conceded 3 against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
3 against... 2 against Bournemouth. 3 against Southampton.
Yeah.
We've been conceding way too many goals at home. We're a bit fragile at the back. So even though you haven't scored... And we're that type of team that... a team hasn't done nothing for ages. To shoot. But I do think we'll win the game. I think we're going to win this game. It's something to get us back on track. The fans are going to be really up for this game. So 3-1.
Yeah, it's a shame actually that this game doesn't have more on it. It does feel a little. It feels like
normally there's a big games for both clubs. You know what I mean? But
the players are going to have to wake the fans up, I think, for this one. Obviously, it would be lovely if we had our manager announcement as well. That's why, guys, over the weekend, I didn't put out a video out because I was waiting for the Pochettino announcement, as you were. And I'm just sitting there waiting and we didn't get anything. So I just didn't know what to say. I said there's nothing else really to say up until the Arsenal game. But Robbie, it's been a pleasure. A debut on the channel as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Debut on the channel.
Man. I don't know, the way you've been cooking me on DR, man. I don't know if I'm coming back.
Do you know what, guys? I did a madness on DR. You need to check out the stream that we did on DR. Earlier on today, I was in a chef hat. I was all fully dressed up, cooking that bigger fish to fry, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna lie. Speaking about Chelsea's humbled me. I've realised that I think I've had my fun now. It's over. So that's it, guys. Make sure you subscribe to AFTV. Make sure you subscribe to DR Sports. Of course, that's where you'll find Robbie all the time. And for here, subscribe, smash up the likes. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just let me know what your feelings are going into the game. Obviously, who you want to see in the teams, who you're scared of, maybe on the opposition side for Arsenal. Obviously, the Pochettino situation as well. We're still waiting, and we'll see you next time. Big up your damn selves in a bit, people. Peace.